my name is Sally Frazier. I am a recruiter at Mclennan Community College in Waco, Texas. I just want to tell you a little bit about what we do at MCC and what we have to offer, and hopefully give you some good points of contact and good first steps if you're interested in attending MCC. So at MCC, we serve about 9,000 students in a semester. About 74% of those students are arts and sciences students. So those are students who are going to probably take their associate's degree that they get with us and transfer that on to another four-year school to receive a bachelor's later on. The other 26% are our workforce students. So we have some really great workforce programs that are designed to get students out in that career field right after they're done with us. Some of them they can continue on, some of them it is the last step that they need. Examples of workforce programs are going to be things like nursing, rad tech, vet tech, cosmetology, fire academy, police academy, stuff like that. And the list goes on. We actually offer over 100 different degrees and certificates, so our students have a wide variety of educational opportunity with us. I mentioned that we serve about 9,000 students in a semester. Not all of those students are actually on our campus. We have some programs that are specifically designed as online programs, so students don't necessarily have to come up to our campus for those programs. And then we have other course options that are offered online. So many of our programs can be taken mostly online, with only having to come up occasionally for like testing or maybe one or two classes in a degree program. That's not always the case with every program, but many of our programs can be done online, at least for the most part, if not fully. So because we're a community college, we get a lot of students who plan to come to MCC for their basics. They may not be decided on a specific program, and then they want to take those basics onto a four-year school, which is great. It's a really good way to utilize a community college and save some money. The only problem that sometimes students might have with that is that there aren't very many Texas Common Core basics. It's maybe a semester or so. So what we've done is divided our programs into 6 different pathways, so that students who come in maybe undecided or between a couple of things can just choose a pathway, one of 6 options, so that we can go ahead and get some of those basics out of the way for that pathway. So basics for a business program are going to be very different for the basics for a health careers program. And then as they go each semester, they may be able to specify what area of that pathway that they want to focus in on. That way we just aren't wasting anybody's money or time with classes that they're not going to need or might not work for their future degree plan once they've left us. Speaking of transferring, we've already established some really great partnerships with Texas universities through our University Center. Tarleton and Texas Tech offer the bulk of these programs. The way that our University Center works is those schools operate out of our campus. So students who finish with MCC and they've completed that 2-year associate's degree can transfer to Texas Tech or Tarleton via their applications. They'll be working with their admission staff, their financial aid staff, all of that. The only difference in being through our University Center is that they never have to go to the main campus. So you can transfer to be a Texas Tech student and remain in Waco the whole time while still working with Texas Tech professors and Texas Tech staff. At the end of your time with them, once you've completed that bachelor's degree, you only have to go to the campus if you want to walk the stage and graduate. And your degree is going to look exactly the same as a degree from somebody who's been in Lubbock or Stephenville the whole time. It's a really great option for students who want to stay local and who may still want to get that bachelor's degree through a Texas public university. In fact, you can go all the way up to a PhD program with Tarleton if you're interested in education. Both Tarleton and Texas Tech offer a pretty good variety of master's degree programs as well. So even if you've completed a bachelor's degree, you might be able to attend via our University Center to complete a master's or a PhD. We do have a partnership with Baylor as well. It's called the Baylor Bound program. That program works similarly, except for that, of course, after your time with us, you'll end up on Baylor's campus versus staying on ours because they're local also. So the way that that works is that students will attend MCC for maybe a semester or 2, but early on, they're going to apply into the Baylor Bound program. That way Baylor can help you work with their advisors and their staff throughout your time here at MCC to make sure you're staying on track with their degree plan. Since they are a private university, it's going to work a little bit different than the public university system. And then once you're done with the year or 2 years, whichever you decided to complete in that program, you'll transfer into Baylor as a transfer student. So a common reason a student might attend a community college before attending a four-year university is cost. So generally speaking, a four-year school is going to cost more than a community college for 1 year of attendance. And again, that's generally speaking. I don't know everybody's tuition. That's not always going to be the case, but most of the time it is. So the average cost in Texas for a public university is just under $8,000 per year. For a private university, you're looking at around $24,000 per year. And again, that cost varies a lot from school to school. But at MCC, our average cost is $4,000 per year. So students are already saving at least half of what they're going to spend at a four-year university if they spend 2 years with us. Even just spending 1 year with us saves them a chunk of change. So a lot of students will choose to do that just to save money and get that same quality education that they can then take on to the four-year school that they're planning to attend. So even for students who attend one of those private or public universities for all 4 years, we still have classes that we can offer those students. We have mini-mester sessions, summer mini-mester sessions that students can attend and get maybe 1 or 2 classes knocked out before they go back to their home university, so that they can get those done a little more affordably, get through their schooling a little more quickly, or lighten their load for the next semester. So something I hear fairly often is that students are afraid that going to community college might mean sacrificing the college experience for themselves. And I'm here to tell you that that is not the case. We do have a lot of students who want to come to class and then go home and be with their families, or have a job and they need to go to work. And those students are just as valuable to us, and we love those students. However, there is this whole other side where students are involved in some of our clubs and organizations, and we have lots of things that happen on campus, usually in the area just directly behind me. We'll have things like the Highland Games set up, or we might have a food truck come just like park in the middle of campus and it'll be like free ice cream or something like that. We have lots of vendor fairs and resource fairs and things like that happen back there. Clubs will sometimes set up and do little special like donut days, or I've seen groups like the Hispanic Students Association set up out there and do cultural dances and things like that. So there's often a lot going on campus. We also have clubs and organizations that you can be a part of that do things on and off campus. There are organizations for many of the different academic programs that we offer. There are scholarship-based clubs and organizations. There's ones that are just for fun, cultural, things like that. We have students who are involved in all sorts of things. They may be athletes and involved in clubs, or they may be a student ambassador, and then the faces that we see on campus all the time. So I like to say it is what you make it. We have so many opportunities to get involved and to participate in things going on campus for students who are interested in that college experience. So speaking of it is what you make it, on the academic side of things, we have some really cool course options to try to cater to different learning styles. So we have the typical 16-week semester where you start in fall and you end at Christmas time, and then you start again in January and you end in May. So that's a typical semester, and that's always available. We also have mini-mesters where students can attend really fast-paced 3-week courses in the short breaks in summer and winter. And we have 8-week courses within those 16-week courses. So typically in a 16-week semester, a student's going to take 4 courses for full time. That's going to be about 12 hours. So they can take all 4 classes in 16 weeks. Or they can take 2 8-week classes and then another 2 8-week classes at the end of that semester. So whatever is easier for a student. So of course those 8-week courses are a little faster paced because they're in a shorter amount of time. But sometimes it's easier for someone to focus on only 2 classes at a time instead of all 4 classes at a time. Sometimes it's easier to have that longer pace or that slower pace on all 4 classes. So it's totally up to you and totally up to your learning style. Another benefit of that is if you maybe miss the deadline to get into those initial classes that start at the beginning of a semester, you have a second chance at the end or the latter half of that semester to get into some of those 8-week courses if you're interested in that. So we also have different course types to cater to different learning styles and needs. So we have face-to-face classes, of course. We have online classes that are fully online, and then we have hybrid classes that are a little mix of both online and face-to-face. We even have travel courses where students have an opportunity to travel to really cool places and earn college credit while they're doing it. So for example, we have classes that will travel all over the place. Last year, one of our students, her name is Elizabeth, she graduated on the Brooklyn Bridge in New York because she was on a business travel course when graduation was happening. So she was able to attend graduation there on the Brooklyn Bridge, which is really cool. So something really great about MCC is that we put a really strong focus on student success. And I know that that sounds like an obvious statement. Of course we want our students to succeed. But what I mean is that we understand that our students are coming from a variety of backgrounds and a variety of different challenges. And we've tried to put resources in place that can help all of our students, no matter what they might be facing outside of the classroom or in the classroom. So just to name a few of our resources, we have success coaches who are people who are kind of like mentors. You can sit down with them and kind of talk through things you might have going on in life. They can connect you with some good resources that might be helpful to you. They're just good people to know and talk to. They can even act as liaisons between you and a professor if you're having trouble communicating, or if you're just nervous to talk to your professor, or if you have something going on in your personal life and you just need somebody to talk to. They're really great for that. We have tutoring available on campus at no additional cost to you. So we have tutors in a few different locations on campus. You can reach them online via Zoom, or you can access a chat feature where you can chat with tutors who can help you even if it's late at night or something like that. We have bicycles that students can rent for a semester or for a day, whatever you choose. We have a gym that students have access to. It's like weights and cardio and stuff like that. We have a food pantry. So if you struggle with food every month and you need help with that, we've got you. If you just blew the budget and forgot to buy groceries, we've got you there too. So it's really no questions asked other than what's your student ID number. And you can get help with groceries monthly if you need. We have shuttles that take you to and from your classes. If it's rainy or hot or cold and you don't want to walk to class, we've got shuttles that can take you there. We have all kinds of things. I could go on and on about our resources, but here's a list of all of them. And if you have any questions, I'll provide my contact at the end and you can reach out to me and ask about anything here. One of the coolest things about MCC is our Highlander Undergraduate Research Institute. We have some really, really cool research opportunities that students get to participate in. We have embedded research, which is research done in the classroom. It's kind of what you might think of when you think of a college like science class. We've got really great state-of-the-art equipment in our classrooms that students are getting to utilize. We also have travel-based research. So I mentioned travel courses. That ties in also with our travel-based research. So students can go places like Hanksville, Utah, where they have a Mars station set up. It's a mock Mars station where students live as if they are on Mars for a few days. They have astronaut food and they have to wear spacesuits, and they have limited communication with the outside world. So it's really as if they're living on Mars for a period of time. Students always have a lot of fun. We're actually the only community college that participates in that program. We have a marine biology class that goes to Honduras, and they dive the reefs there and they take real data on the health of those reefs and the nurseries that they help maintain. Students have even been in publications from that project. Some of our other classes may travel as well. I know geology goes all over the place. And then we also have academic cooperative research, which is really cool. That's an opportunity for students to work in cooperation with a business or organization to help work toward a project or research opportunity that company or organization is interested in. So sometimes they're things that the student comes up with, sometimes it's stuff that's already existing. So we do have athletics as well. We're the Highlanders. That's Mac, our mascot. And we offer men's and women's basketball. We have golf, baseball, softball, and dance. And even if you're not an athlete, our students do get to attend the home games for free. So if you are interested in attending MCC, here are the steps for admissions. College admissions is never the simplest process on the planet. However, we have simplified it as much as possible. We're an open access college, which means if you've completed your GED or graduated from high school, you're going to be accepted. Then you just have to fill out your application, submit those transcripts, make sure and get your applications for scholarship and financial aid in. If you're under 22, we do require proof of meningitis vaccine within the last 5 years, and then the only test that we require is the TSI test. Now, if you've taken SAT or ACT, we can maybe take those scores in place of the TSI test, but that's our only requirement. It's just a placement test to see if you need remedial coursework or not. And then you just do your orientation and you get advised in your classes. So it's pretty simple, and also I can help with almost all of those steps. And if I can't help, I can help you find the person that can. So here is all of my contact information. If you have any questions at all, or if you're definitely wanting to attend, reach out to me. I'm happy to help. Thanks. Bye.